September 1988, and Steve Soper is about to take victory in the second leg of the final round of the European Touring Car Championship at Nogaro in France, giving Soper and co-driver Klaus Ludwig the overall win on the day for the Eggenberger Ford Sierra team. The championship had already been secured one event earlier at Silverstone by Italian Roberto Ravaglia in his Schnitzer-prepared BMW M3, to go alongside his previous European title in 1986 and his world title from 1987. Ravaglia wouldn't get a chance to defend his crown though, FISA announcing weeks earlier that the European Touring Car Championship would be cancelled at the end of the year, following on from the World Championships cancellation at the end of 1987, meaning no official FIA Touring Car titles would be up for grabs from 1989 onwards. Until 1993. The success of the 2-litre formula conceived in Britain had seen the regulations adopted in a host of other championships around the world, leading to the FIA granting the rules official Class 2 status and the organisation of an end-of-season World Cup event at Monza in Italy, with two 15-lap heat races to find the best touring car driver in the world. And it wasn't just 2-litre stars like British champion Joe Winkelhock in attendance. Italian Nicola Larini had dominated the German Championship in 1993 in a 2.5-litre four-wheel drive Alfa Romeo 155, but had swapped it for a 2-litre front-wheel drive version at Monza. Australian Mark Skaife won the 1992 Australian Touring Car Championship in a Nissan GTR and had spent 1993 aboard a V8 Holden Commodore, but was in a Nissan Primera that weekend, while fellow Australian Tony Longhurst had also swapped a 2.5-litre BMW M3 for a 2-litre version here. Former F1 drivers like Julian Bailey, Christian Denner and Stefano Modena were there too, as well as a number of drivers from the last World Championship in 1987. Steve Soper, Johnny Cecotto, Emanuele Pirro and Roberto Ravaglia amongst others, setting the stage for the biggest touring car event in years. Hello and welcome along to Monza for the 1993 Touring Car World Cup. We've got some of the action from qualifying on screen at the moment. We had 44 cars attempt to qualify for the two races that make up the World Cup. Unfortunately, the Monza circuit in GTR2 has a few limitations in terms of the amount of garage spaces, so only the fastest 34 cars have made the cut for the race. And it's BMWs that have been setting the pace throughout practice and qualifying. Unfortunately though, one of the big names to miss out was a BMW driver, Alex Bergstaller, who we see on screen at the moment. He couldn't find the pace of his teammates. John Cleland in the Vauxhall here, he made the race. But the Opel Vectra of Alan Kudini missed out, who we see following him out of the pits there. And Nee Anarim in the Benetton-sponsored Opel Astra also missed out. But here's the full list of non-qualifiers: Franz Ensler and Philip Gash in the Alphas, Mark Sword in the Audi, and the Audis have been quite off the pace here. Bergstaller, as mentioned, along with Mauscher and Joubert in BMWs, Emarim and Kudini in the Opels, Bernard Thurner and Christophe Bouchou in the Peugeots. They also missed out, unfortunately. So a few surprises in there. And here's the car we'll be driving in the races. A Ford Mondeo, the third of the Andy Rouse Engineering prepared cars, alongside Rouse himself and Paul Radicic. Car number 47. So we'll see if we can take it to the BMWs. Here's the grid though for the first race of the 1993 Touring Car World Cup. Pole position, Englishman Steve Soper in the BMW. Second in the 93 British Touring Car Championship, and he has had two wins in the 1987 World Touring Car Championship when he was driving for Ford. Alongside him on the front row, the surprise, Tony Longhurst from Australia, the 88 Bathurst winner in the BMW. Not used to driving a 2-litre BMW. Laurent Aiello, the young Frenchman, is third. Second in the 93 French Series in a BMW. And fourth on the grid, Roberto Ravaglia. First in the 87 World Touring Car Championship. 2 European titles, a DTM title, 3 Italian Series titles. From 5, Joachim Winkelhock, 93 British Touring Car Champion, pretty much the favourite for the race, Mark Duez from position 6 in another BMW. From 7, that's us, Russ Dougman, number 47 Ford Mondeo. Position 8, Emanuele Pirro, the XF1 driver, another BMW. Position 9, Johnny Cicotto from Venezuela, former motorcycle racer. XF1 driver Stefano Modena from position 10 in another BMW. And from 11, Thierry Tassan, former Spa 24-hour winner in another BMW. From 12, from New Zealand, Paul Radicic in the Ford Mondeo, third in the 93 British Championship. Gabriele Tarquini from position 13 in the first of the Alphas. From 14, Slim Borgard in the only Mazda in the field. Position 15, Andy Rouse, the 4-time British Saloon Car Champion in the Ford Mondeo. 16, XF1 driver Alessandro Nannini in another Alpha. 17, Christian Denner in another Alpha and another XF1 driver. Position 18, Paul Belmondo in the Opel Vectra. From 19, Will Hoy, the 91 British Touring Car Champion in the first of the Toyotas. From 20, David Leslie in the Vauxhall Cavalier. From 21, Italian Fabrizio Giovanardi in the first of the Peugeot 405s. From 22, Yannick Dalmas, the 92 Le Mans 24-hour winner in a Peugeot. From 23, Eric Bachelard, 91 Indy Lights champion in another Peugeot. From 24, John Cleland in the Vauxhall Cavalier, a bit further back than he would have liked. From 25, Rob Gravett in the Peugeot 405. From 26, Frank Beeler in the first of the struggling Audis, 93 French champion, former DTM winner. Hans Stuck in the other Audi from position 27. From 28, Julian Bailey in the second of the Toyota Coronas. From 29, Per Gunnar Anderson in the BMW. From position 30, Eric Vanderpoel in the first of the Nissans. From position 31, Mark Scaife, the 92 Australian champion in a Nissan Primera. 32, Ivan Capelli, the XF1 driver in another of the Nissans. Keith O'Dore from position 33. And off the tail of the field, Nicola Larini, who just struggled to get into the field in the Alpha 155. So there's the lineup. Now we'll go down to the grid for the race start. Okay, ready to go. Select first gear. We're amongst all the BMWs. Red light. Green light. We're away. Not the best start. We bogged down a little bit. Up behind Mark Duez. We'll come down to turn 1. Don't want to get pinched in too bad. Go on the brakes early. Funnel through the Rettifilio. Bounce over the curve on the way out. It's okay, we're away okay. A sea of BMWs in front of us. All in the same colour scheme. Now we latched onto their toe in qualifying. That was how I was able to get so far up the order. Under brakes. Oh, they're on the brakes so heavily. And sort of concertinaed back there. First of the Lesmos for the first time. But I managed to get behind a couple of the BMWs in qualifying, and that's how I was able to qualify in the top 10, because they sort of pulled me around. In practice I was only really good enough for sort of 13th or 14th spot. Up to the Ascari chicane for the first time. Another one of the BMWs just behind us. Oh! Sideways over the curb. I think we're just okay. Looked like some of the BMWs were tripping over each other. Under the Lancia bridge as we come down to the Parabolica for the first time. Take it easy. A bit wide. On the power. Try and get in the toe. Might have a bit of a toe here. The big V6 in the forward, showing its legs. Which way do we go? We might have to go right. It's Piero rather than Duez we were following. I think we're on the wrong side, so we'll back off. Let Piero go. Through the Rettifilio. Sideways, trying to get the tyres up to temperature. At least on this virtual recreation of the World Cup, BMWs are proving very, very dominant, whereas in real life they were sort of nowhere all weekend. There was the Fords and Alphas and the Peugeots and the Vectras slash Cavaliers they were the ones doing the front running, but in this virtual world it's all BMW. Oh, up on the curb, bit of grass. 6th gear, coming up under the old circuit. And we'll get on the brakes under the Renault bridge. The Ascari chicane. Slip 4th gear halfway around it. Get on the curb. Oh, Piero's gone very wide. I think we'll be able to wrap him up here. Yes, we do. So we're up to 7th, back up to where we qualified. Off. Piero dives back underneath us and pushes us wide. That lets Chicotto through. BMW team tactics there, and then we've got another one. It's Stefano Modena. He's right behind us now. Across the line. 3 laps down. 12 to go. Through the chicane. The old Monza chicane, replaced in the year 2000 by the current version, the much tighter version. I've actually got no idea why they changed it in 2000. I didn't see how that made it any better than this chicane. Up to the Roggia chicane. Very slow. On the way past Johnny Chicotto. Very talented driver. Very long career. Was in bikes, then in Formula 1, then in touring cars. Even the odd bit of sports cars thrown in there too, if memory serves. Very hard trying to wrestle it through these corners. It's very hard to overcook that one. Very easy to overcook that corner. The exit of the chicane. We've got a run on Chicotto. I think we might be able to do it. It's very hard to reserve. The AI can brake so late compared to me. But that's what makes it hard. Just a sea of rainbow in front of me, the rainbow BMW Motorsport colours of the mid-90s. First used in 93. On the brakes. Oh, I nearly followed Chicotto off there. He went very wide. Now we've got Stefano Modena trying to stick his nose in. We'll be able to stave him off though. Give him a bit of room. He falls in behind us. Under the Campari Bridge. Chicotto almost blocks us a bit. Over the curb. Cars behind us, well, a few BMWs seem like they're swapping positions. through the first Lesmo. They're a lot quicker, these Lesmos, than nowadays. They're much tighter corners, but back then they were very flowing. That's a BMW going very wide, Chicago. We'll get him quite easily up this straight. Where is he? Yep, we're in front of him. Through Ascari. On the curb. Modner in the rearview mirrors went a bit wide as well. Up to 5th. 6th. Down to 3rd. And to steer a little bit. Tyres are fully up to temperature now. And we're around to start lap 5. Very long lap here, over 2 minutes. Down to the chicane. Oh, no! Oh! That was a bad error. I think we've lost 2 spots. Oh, that was very poor, but we're just able to save it. Just on the brakes a bit too late. Down to 3rd, down to 2nd. Just have to recompose ourselves. I'm not that used to front wheel drive cars, so when you lose the rear, generally the rule is plant your foot. Oh jeez, very wide there. Or of course in rear wheel drive cars, when you lose the rear end, sort of you're on the brakes, you lift off. So that's initially what I did. And then sort of remembered I'm in a front wheel drive car, then planted the foot and was able to swing the front end around. But no, that's hurt us a bit. Still think it's all ground. I still think we're the first non-BMW. So let's see if we can claw back some time. Still got plenty of time to do it. It was a bad error though by me. Down to 3rd gear for the Parabolica. Gear. 5th gear. Up to 6th in front of the pits. So 10 laps to go. More tentative that time, but got through okay. Modner and I think Tarquini behind us. Beautiful circuit, Monza. Beautiful greenery and chicanes are a bit annoying, but they are what they are. Up to the Lesmo. Sideways, but maybe the tyres are starting to get a bit hot. Into 6th gear, we're going to come back under the old circuit. Getting a bit of a break on Modena behind us, the XF1 driver. Stefano Modena. In F1 as recently as 92. And then from 93 into a touring car. 5th gear. 6th gear under the Lancia bridge. Parabolica. That's where the old circuit rejoins, so to speak. The banked track. Down to the Retifolio for the 7th time. Nearing halfway. Jeez, we're trying very hard, but I'm not really making much headway on the cars ahead. I'm in 10th though on the grass. It's the Campari Bridge. Over the curve. Into the Lesmos again. BMWs were very dominant in '93 in the British Touring Car Championship with Winkelhock and Soper. And they probably had 4 or 5 years where they were very, very serious about Super Touring. Class 2 racing, this was known in '93 and '94, becoming Super Touring until '95. Then they pretty much pulled out after '97. Down to the Parabolica again. Turn it in. Monza, very fitting that this hosted the World Cup in '93, given it hosted the first round of the 1987 World Touring Car Championship. And was traditionally, in years prior, ending 1988, was the home of the opening round of the European Touring Car Championship. So fitting. And we're gone, that's a bad error. Oh, sorry Slim. Well, very disappointed in that. Just got the braking wrong and really I guess I should have gone straight ahead. Maybe the tyres have gone away a bit, but it was very skatey through that corner. Skatey through here. Very disappointing that. But oh well, let's just refocus, get on with it. See what we can do, see if we can get back up into the top 10. I think it's Modena and Tarquini in front of us. Over the curb. That's one of the Carinas behind us. Either Julian Bailey or Will Hoy. Up on the curb. Fifth gear. See if we can make some ground. So we're past halfway now, we're into lap 9. I guess it's one of those things, mistakes just happen in motorsport. There's my skid marks still on the track from both my little offs. Some fantastic brands on display around the track. We just passed Coca-Cola and Mobil. Going to come up to Campari. So we've got Lancia at the end of the lap, the Renault Bridge. Candy. Brings up memories of things like the Candy Tyrrells in Formula 1. Q8 Oils sponsored the Rally Fords in 1991. And Francois Delacour came very close to winning the Monte Carlo Rally that year. Out of the Scari chicane up to the Lancia Bridge I mentioned before. This talking while driving is a bit new to me, so doing my best. I'll get used to it. End of the lap. 6 to go. I think it is Gabriele Tarquini and the Alpha ahead of us. This will be the battle, I think, for the first non-BMW. I think. And the chicane. Now where can I get him? 4th gear into the first les mode. 5th gear as we go through the second. Make a bit of time on Tarquini through there. Now getting his draft. Power of the Ford V6 helps. Swing out under the old circuit. Tarquini comes across on us a little bit. Who can get on the brakes later? Oh, just Gabriele. And he runs a bit wide. Okay, now it's a run down to the Parabolica. Get in his toe again. Swing out, we'll go left. Comes across on us. Gabriele a bit better on the brakes. Oh, can we squeeze around him? Onto the straight. He gives us a bit of room. We're going to use the old exit of the old track. I think, can we get ahead at the line? I think we are just ahead, and we're ahead. That's one position made up. Let's try not to mess it up down into turn 1. We're okay. Oh. What happened there? We nearly lost it. Something's happened up ahead because some of the BMWs have come back to us. We've got Stefano Modena in front of us. 6th gear. Oh. How did we hold that? Through the les mode. So we've got Modena in front of us. 5th gear. I was a little bit nervous through there. 6th gear. undone a little bit of our poor job earlier when we spun off, but still more work to do. Maybe we're getting up near some lapped cars. Through Parabolica. Interesting to see what the tyre wear's like over 15 laps. Of course, we've got the four-wheel drive Audis, which have struggled on pace so far this weekend, with Hanstock and Frank Beeler, two very competent drivers. So it's obviously the car letting them down here, not the drivers. Closed up a bit more than I thought through there. Fourth gear. 4 laps to go. Stefano Modena is the 1987 Formula 3000 champion. A little bit of a hurry up through there. Made his Formula 1 debut at the end of 87 for Brabham in Australia at Adelaide. Unfortunately, he never quite reached the heights that I think people thought he might have way back at the end of 87. Had some good runs with Tyrrell in 1991 in the beautiful black and white Braun Tyrrell. A bad year with Jordan in 92, sort of ended his Formula 1 career. Sort of the first of the non-FINA BMWs, although Laurent Aiello's up there too, and his car's a little bit different in colour scheme, his Orica BMW compared to the other ones. Would have been a late dive to have a crack there, sideways. Yeah, Laurent Aiello's BMW, I forgot about that one. It's sort of a slightly different FINA colour scheme. Across the line. 3 to go. Position 11. Through the Retophilia. Over the curb. Over the curb. Sort of dropped Tarquini off. Sixth gear up now to the Rogier chicane. Over the curb. We'll go into the Lesmos, will we? No, we won't. Threw it off in the Lesmo. Through the second Lesmo, up on the curb. Just got a line of cars up ahead. Quite to plan through there. I'm fairly new to this mod, this GTR2 mod. Fantastic mod. Made by FRM. And we're certainly going to have a lot of fun with it. And plenty of other mods too. Over the various game platforms. I thought this was a good place to start though. 93 Touring Car World Cup. Two laps to go. Sixth gear. I'd love it if we could get modern and get into the top 10. Maybe even another crack if it's still Piro the next one. I'd love to have a go at him. Through the first Lesmo. Through the second. Could just be any slipstream here. Renault bridge. We'll put aside the fact what's a Renault bridge doing in Italy, especially when you've got a Lancia bridge halfway down the straight. Across the curb. It's giving us a bit of a run on Modena, but don't know, he's going to have the inside, I think. We'll back off, let him go. Get a good run through and see if we can get a toe down to start the last lap. Actually, it was an awful run through there in the end. Okay, last lap of heat 1. There's another 15 lapper to come up to decide the 93 world champion. Modena goes a little bit wide. I'll look behind him. To the Campari bridge. Through the chicane. Across on us a little bit. Out of the second Lesmo. Bit of a better run through this time. Now we get in the slipstream. This is our last chance. Up into the Ascari chicane. Pull out. Who'll get on the brakes later? Oh, and we've held it. And we stayed on the track. Very happy with that move. Gets us into the top 10. Down now under the Lancia bridge, down to the Parabolica for the last time. A disappointing race of sorts. I'll take that last pass though. Very happy with that. Checkered flags out. The end of heat 1. We're going to end in 10th place. And we'll start 10th for race 2. Across the line we go. Not too bad. Bit disappointing with the the one half spin and the one full spin down here at turn 1. But that's motor racing, and we're not going to be pressing reset when those things happen. So with that, let's check the results now of Heat 1 of the 1993 Touring Car World Cup. And in a surprise result, it's Australian Tony Longhurst who takes the win in race 1, just ahead of Steve Soper, the pole sitter. Laurent Aiello hung on to 3rd, 4th was Roberto Ravaglia, and Mark Duez finished 5th in an all BMW top 5. And the BMW domination continues over the page with Emanuele Pirro in 6th, Joe Winkelhock 7th, Johnny Cecotto 8th, Thierry Tassin 9th, and we broke up the monotony with a 10th place for us, Russ Dougman, in our Ford Mondeo. The points score after race 1 reflects the finishing order obviously. 40 points for first, 30 for second, 24th for third, all the way down to 1 point for 20th in the race. That's where we'll leave Monza for now. Check back into this channel very soon for all the action from race 2, and we'll see who is crowned the 1993 Touring Car World Cup winner.